I remember exactly where I was 15 years ago at this time on this date. I was here on Weather World forecasting, and I had the dubious distinction of telling you that 1 to 2 feet of snow, and in some places more, was on the way for the whole state. A forecast that, well, you just don't hear very often. Yes, it's been that long since the March 1993 superstorm emerged from the Gulf of Mexico and rapidly intensified as it moved up the East Coast, bringing the greatest expanse of heavy snow from any eastern storm in at least the last century. All the areas in white here got at least 10 inches of snow, including parts of 19 states from Alabama to Maine. In western North Carolina, Mount Mitchell picked up 50 inches. Nearby Mount LeConte in eastern Tennessee, 56. But the storm of the century brought more than just big snows. On the southern flank, a squall line of severe thunderstorms spawned 11 tornadoes in Florida and caused widespread wind damage, while parts of the Florida west coast were inundated with a hurricane-like storm surge of 9 to 12 feet. In Philadelphia, the air pressure bottomed out at 28.43 inches, nearly off the scale of some barometers and setting a record for that location. Farther north, a wind gust of 144 miles per hour was measured on Mount Washington in New Hampshire. Here's a closer look at some snowfall totals in and around Pennsylvania. Now, the light blue shading is 10 to 20 inches. Purple is 20 to 30. Red more than 30 inches. Seven Springs reported about 4 feet, the most of any location in the state. Wellsboro got 37 inches, Lehighton 32, State College 28, Shippensburg 26, Pittsburgh 25. All in all, about half the state got 20 inches or more. Here's how it looked on infrared satellite imagery. Tall clouds exploded over the western Gulf of Mexico on the morning of March 12th and headed east, while also rapidly expanding to the north. By the next day, the huge shield of cold cloud tops covered the entire eastern seaboard as the storm took on the classic comma shape of a powerful mid-latitude cyclone. And here's what was driving the storm in the upper atmosphere. This shows pressure up around 20,000 feet late on March the 12th, 1993. The red areas are the infamous upper air disturbances that mark the upper level troughs. And watch 3 in particular, one over the Midwest, one over the southern plains, and a third over the Gulf of Mexico. 12 hours later, they'd started combining what we call phasing into one huge trough over the east, which by later on March 13th had amplified further, complete with a cutoff upper air low that ensured an historic surface low pressure center. A couple years ago, the National Weather Service developed a scale to rank northeast storms based on the amount of snow in the area and population affected. By that combination, the March 1993 superstorm ranked #1 of all northeast snowstorms, going back to at least the late 1800s. Fred will be back with the extended forecast next.